Welcome to Monday Magic. Let's talk. Okay, so I just turned everything on, so let's just wait and make sure everyone is uh, coming in, being there, and doing their thing. Where's my other stuff? It's a nice rainy day out. So I have so much to share with all of you today. So, let me get my book. Got my notes. I guess that's it. Okay. So grab your tea, grab your magical books and your magical pens. And today is our day. We're going to just get down to the magic of things. Something I just was thinking after yesterday. I was like, you know what? I think I want to do a magical day today. Yeah, that's right. What's going on out here? Uh-oh, moving truck. Oh, where are you going? Oh my. That's a big truck. All right. Let's talk. Let's get into this. I'm excited about this. And I got lots of info to share with you. So pay attention. One of my biggest pet peeves when I'm teaching, are you really listening? Because if you come back and you ask me again, you weren't listening. You weren't paying attention. Can't stand that. Pay attention. It's like, pay attention. Okay. So, updates are available. I'm not updating nothing right now. Just, I'm getting on with it. Catch me later. All right. Let's dive into some deliciousness today. Welcome to Be So Light. My name is Felicia, as well as Niana and Priestess Makala. I am the priestess, galactic priestess of Spiral Light healing modality, where Spiral Light comes in and changes your life and helps to bring you up to sniff and speed on who you really are and get rid of your trauma timelines. It helps you to unwind and go deeper in to see what you are missing, to see what is there, to heal what needs to be healed. If you're ready to take that journey, you can contact me at galacticspirallight.com. Very plain and simple, straightforward. Email is right there on the webpage. Walk your little fingers over there. Set up an appointment. Set up a consultation if you would like to do that. If not, then stay here. Grab your tea, grab your cacao, grab your water, grab your pen, grab your journal, because I'm going in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. All right, so today we are on. Can you freaking believe this? Oh my God. It's already the 25th. We just stepped. we just stepped into November, and here it is. It's already the 25th. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? I don't understand this. I don't get it. So let me fix my robe, get a little comfy here. I got my red priestess robe on today. I'm feeling very priestess. Yes, okay, here we go. I digress. Oh, well, no wonder. Well, today's Dragon Day. Yay! Okay, lovelies, here we go. Let's dive into this. So, our galactic kin today is kin 141. This is the red spectral dragon on November 25th. Let's take a look, shall we? I dissolve in order to nurture, releasing beings. I seal the input of birth with the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided by my own power double. The color is red. Not really red, but it's kind of like I call this like a deep wine. Yeah. Neptune, throat is the chakra and cardinal. And this is planet Earth is a restorative or reciprocal of the full spectrum of the totality of cosmic sky teachings. We are moving into the beta alpha. This is fourth dimensional consciousness connection, as well as the cosmic ascension energy. Now, it doesn't look like there is no rune. There's a symbol, which is the diamond, but there's no official rune for that. And that particular symbol is on that graph, and I'll digging it up later on today and see if that has any weighing in on everything. But because it's the red spectrum dragon, guided by birth. So it has a tone. Oh, it's 2 bars and a dot. Here we go. Tone 11, dissolve, release, liberation. 11 represents the dramatic accounting of randomness and non-stability. It's also the energy that represents creativity and dissolution, and aids in that, has that energy of what is destruction, what is chaos, and then being able to deliver yourself from that. So in the chaos, it creates the dissounding, can shake up the static energy and allow transformation to occur. If one can stay fluid when encountering its energy, shifting frequencies. Yes, there's a lot. Hello, lovelies. Come on in. Get your pens. Get your paper. Now, I'm just going to say it like it is, peoples. My Be So Light tribe, just hear me. This info I'm sharing with you today, this is for you to step into more of you. So we canceled the workshop, and because we only had one person that was really signed up, and thank you, one person that was ready to jump into everything, but because the signups were low, I just said, we'll just go ahead and kind of just let that go. We'll jump to a different timeline. We'll present it on a different timeline. So today's tea is apple honey tea. Cut yourself up some wonderful, nice organic apples. Take the skin off and then add it into your water and drizzle just a little bit of honey into it. You don't want your tea water to be boiling because then it cooks the honey and kills all the benefits of it. So not very good. So apple tea, honey is what's going on. So I will speak those very sweet words to you. Some will be very, very sweet. Others will be like, what are you doing? What do? Just take in a nice deep breath and just be in the moment. So, let's talk about one of the results that was just shared with me. One of my practitioners set aside some time. She wanted to go deeper into her work, so she signed up made a consultation with me. We did this work way back in August. Okay. She called me, she left me a message today, and it brought tears to my eyes. Because this energy of us being in retrograde, we started Mercury retrograde today, and we're not coming out of it until the 16th. So, if you're out there traveling, you need to dot your I's and double check everything. Make sure your payments go through. Make sure you have your tickets with you, where you're going. Make sure you have everything good before you get out on the road, before you get on the plane. Make sure you have everything. If you're setting up deals or what, you might want to wait because you're going to have to go through those contracts and make sure there's no weirdness going on that you didn't notice when you went to go look. So, we're going to be in this retrograde. It starts on the 26th and it moves into December 16th. It'll come out of it on December 16th. So, and this is in Sagittarius. So, this is a lot of kind of questioning the self. Am I doing this right? Should I do this? Is it still working for me? Excuse me, have to burp. So, this is also being aware of where you're traveling to when you're getting there. This is also a lot of quantum shifting. Do you want to get out of certain areas, certain things that you're doing? You want to move out of that. This is that energy that's going to help with that. But it is an energy that is all about reflection. Okay? So if these little kind of question things come up in the back of your mind, just allow that to come up and then allow yourself to see it for what it is. Why is your higher self having you look at that question? Or maybe it's that side of yourself that's questioning if you're still worthy or if you're still deserving. Is there still something going on with the money thing? And I love this morning, got on the talk with my star sister. Hey, sister. And we were talking about sometimes having the lack or still having money issues is an addiction because you're used to that behavior. You're used to that. Oh, I don't have enough money to pay my bills, or I don't. What it does, it just keeps creating that type of energy. Are you addicted to the trauma or the emotional energy of your money stuff? Are you addicted to it? Because the way you know that you're addicted to it, and the way you know it keeps showing up if you haven't healed it, or should I say, it's not even about healing it. It's about recognizing your relationship with the spirit, energy, and money. What's your relationship like? That's what you're needing to reflect on. Is it an old belief? Is it an old cycle? Is it something that needs to shift? That's really good. I like that. So, and then really sticking with the words of divine timing. And that's come up a lot last week in our reads with the cards of guided light about divine timing. You might think, okay, this is the right time to move, but you're going out there and you're not finding the right place, and the money's still not lining up for you because it's not divine timing. You might think going to that job, that's the job of your dreams and that's where you need to be and that's what you're needing to do. But you go and you take a look around, you see the person as potential boss, you see their energy, you see the money that they're offering you, you see how long you're going to have to work, and then it's this energy that kind of drops, and then it's like you never hear from them because it's not divine timing. You might think that you're supposed to be in this relationship with this person, and why isn't this person returning your phone call? Why isn't this person doing this? And you're fighting with yourself trying to get the attention of that person because it's not divine timing. Divine timing. You have to be in that divine timing, that alignment. Because when you start pushing, trying to make it happen, trying to get it to go, it just, you're working against the timeline that's not aligned. How many of you jumped into things knowing damn well that's not what you're supposed to be doing, and you had to leave it? Or it just conveniently got taken care of by the universe. And you got let go. Yeah. So, these are those things that we look for, is divine alignment, divine timing. You have to master that. That's one of your magical things within the self, is to master that divine timing and that knowingness connection. Yeah. So, in this spiral-like conversation, this lovely leaves this beautiful message. And she says to me, the work that we did in August has blossomed in such a way I never saw coming. And I just wanted to thank you for what we did in that work. It helped me to see this. So she went on to tell me about how she was doing her artwork, and she wanted to write these beautiful books with the art, and how all of a sudden everything just started lining up with a publisher just dropped into her lap. And now it's unfolding. And then she wanted to do more of her artwork, but she discovered that she wasn't giving herself permission to do it because she didn't think, once again, if she can make money off of what she loves doing. Then it unfolds and gets even better, where she was trying to think of like a studio area where she could start putting her work in. And then it just like passing through her house, and she's like, I can start doing my work right here. This part of my home, I had them put a wall right here. This would make a perfect area for me to do my artwork and be in a creative space. Owning a home, walking around in this home this whole time, and then that space lit itself up to say, yes, this is going to be my creative space now. And so it really brought tears to my eyes when she said, I just wanted to say thank you. Because that work we did in August has unraveled and kept going, and now is unfolding in ways that I never saw revealing itself. And I wanted to say thank you. How many of you, in all that you do when you're creating your work and you're working, you're being in that, being of service for the highest good of humanity? Not a servant, being of service, which means your gifts of what you were innately born with, you come to understand and have grown into the archetype centering magical wisdom part of the self, to understand what you're here to do. Now, don't get it twisted, don't get it wrong. Sometimes it can be scary to step out there and do this. because you're worried about how people will see you. You're worried about how people will, if they will understand what you're doing. You're worried about if people will pay you for your time. You're worried about all these unnecessary things instead of just jumping out and just doing it, presenting it, and just let it unfold. Let it unfold. When we put together the workshop, we had to stay detached if people were going to sign up, and we watched. And if people didn't sign up, okay, fine. We'll pull back. We'll present it later. There wasn't this whole drama. Oh, God, I failed. Oh, it was none of that. It was like, okay, we'll just come back later. That's how you know you're in that higher timeline. You're in that higher part of being, because you're able to see it and say, okay, no problem. Instead of beating yourself up if it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn out. Okay? We're beyond that. We're so beyond that stuff. We don't have time for that. Okay? So I really want to say thank you so much for those of you who you had your consultations with me, or you signed up with the Spiral Light practitioners who are in your areas on the East Coast, mid United States, and on the West Coast, and you're getting that service. We are here to facilitate and be the conduit to this beautiful creative light to help you remember who you are, to get unstuck, to get unprogrammed from this matrix that has left a lot of us in la la land and eating bonbons. Maybe not bonbons, but maybe yogurt and, Hershey Kisses and chocolate stuff like that. But anyway, leaving you in places like that. So if you're doing your work, if you have your inspiration, if you're in this place of, should I keep going? Yes, fucking A, yeah, keep going. That's the whole thing. Keep going. Because if you don't keep going, you're never gonna know the outcome. And you never know that the work that you're currently doing right now, however it unfolds, however it is growing, however it is ever changing, how it's helping someone. Those of you that have your channels, when you show up, don't think it's a waste of time. Because your words or whatever you're presenting is going to help that one or two person who caught your video at a certain time in their life that they were going through something. Or they saw your live, or they saw you. Don't give up. Don't get in your head and think the old way of a third dimensional mundaner is going to save your ass right now because that's the way you need to go. No. Step it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Step it up. Step up into it. And keep your butt there. And commit. Commit. Show up. Commit. Commit to it. Have conversations with the divine. Have divine conversations. Grab your tea and your pen and say, okay, creator, let's talk. Higher self, let's get in here. What's the next step? What's the next thing I need to do? I need a little guidance. Have the divine conversations so you can find out how you're doing in your divine curriculum. Because if you're not checking in, how do you know where you are, beginning or ending of something? You got to check in. And it's okay to say, hey, this isn't working. It's okay to say, you know what? These particular guides aren't working for me anymore. I hardly ever feel any type of connection with them. And that's okay. That just shows your soul evolution, your soul growth of yourself. When you go through and you start this cleansing and cleaning things out and moving things out, that just shows you outgrown it. And that's good. Stop being so afraid of change. Stop being so afraid of you. Stop being so afraid of your divine magical power of yourself, which is today's topic about Magick Monday. How sometimes when you go to work or whatever, or you dread Mondays. Oh, I hate Mondays. Mondays are the days of heart attacks. Because people that are burned out on doing the same thing over and over, they don't want to get up and do it anymore. They're tired. This particular old timeline, made up, illusional bullshit has worn people out to their deaths. But now, because things are changing, and because Mother is going through her evolution, and Father, Son is saying, let me give you the kiss of change, we have no choice but to change with that. And on Saturday, the storm that came through here was so beautiful. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Well, let me just share this deliciousness with you. So I know it was going to be raining on Saturday, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be a rainy day. We went out and did our running around, and it would start to rain. And go, no, Yokohu, don't let it rain too much. I don't want to get all wet up. So it kind of just go to sprinkles. And then Yokohu comes back, well, I'm gonna let it go. So I said, I know, but just wait till I get home. Please. I can handle sprinkles. Handle just a little bit. But don't get me all wet up to the point to where it's gonna be, just a wet mess. So we go do our running around, and when we're getting back, it starts pouring down rain. I'm like, dang! So we're rushing up the stairs, getting the stuff inside. So I'm just looking at the weather. It's raining, and this is the part where a lot of us love to do this. How many of you have done this, where you just step into the magic of the elements? I love doing that shit. I just love it. So just watching the rain, and all of a sudden it starts hailing. And I said, uh-oh, starship about. They're coming in. Just started hailing all of a sudden. I said, oh, here we go with the hailing. And I started getting this pressure in my ear, and I started getting a headache. I started feeling kind of like, whoa, yeah, this is a ship coming in. So I'm like, okay. So I walk through, as the priestess as I am, and I say these words. Well, all that's missing right now is some thunder and lightning. Now, keep in mind, just because a little weather thingy says, oh, might be a chance of thunder and lightning, a lot of times we don't get it. It just floats over us. Oh, this was good. I said it, and I'm walking through, and I'm like, got my candles lit, and I'm just like in the moment, and all of a sudden, and I tell the little one, yeah, that's all that's missing, it's thunder and lightning. I'm just walking through. Boom! I was like, flash. I was like, alrighty then. And it was on. It just started going. I was like, yeah! Cleanse up the area. Get us lifted up there. Yeah! Make it good. And I was just like, yeah! Every time thunder and lightning comes in, I just like. And then as soon as it started really revving up and the wind came up, the candles were going, boom! I went into that space. And I started saying, this is what I'm creating. This is what my purpose is. This is why I'm here. I went into that elemental space. When you have all the elements come up all around you and it's doing its thing, that's the space. That's the perfect time to create in. That's the perfect time to make statements. That's the perfect time to put a prayer into action. That's the perfect time to just say what it is that you desire. That's the perfect time to put that there. Put it in that space. Right then and there when it's happening. Just stop what you're doing and just create right there. Because then all that energy is just going to cultivate around what you just said. And now you're a part of all the elements of what you just said into it. Storms are for that reason. And that's the beauty of using them. So after I finished doing his little cycle, it did like 4 of the thunders and 4 of the lightning things. It's like this cycle. I'm like, oh, okay, that's all we're going to get. Okay. It went up a notch. Instead of 3, we got 4. Yay. Upgrades. So I start all of a sudden feeling, and I'm seeing a rainbow just in my third eye, and I'm like, I need to see a rainbow, a real pretty rainbow. I look out the window, and right over us is this high arc rainbow high up in the sky. And I go, oh, get out here, look at us. She goes, where is rainbow? And I said, look up, honey, look up. She goes, wow, that's a big one. It's right. It's arch. I said, there it is. She goes, didn't you just ask for a rainbow? I go, yeah. I said, wow. I go, okay. So then I go sit down in bed, and I said, well, that's all the thunder and lightning we're getting. Be nice to have some more. Boom! She comes back in. I'm like, oh, round 2. Okay. So after round 2 with the storm, and it comes in doing all of that, it only did 3 thunders and lightning. Then it kind of softened out, went back to regular rain. The next part after it slowed down with the rain was eye captivating. These particular clouds came in, and this one cloud literally formed a face out of it. Now, I've seen pictures of that on the internet, but to see it outside my window, and I took a picture of it and sent it to the elder over in Puerto Rico. I said, look at this. You can see the forehead, you see the nose, you can see the mouth, and it was protruding out, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But here's the thing about it. It was this beautiful bluish hue color that was different than the clouds. It had a blue tint to it. I was like, look at that. Look at those protonic light. And then this beautiful golden essence of energy started coming in. And it got so golden light all around everything, coming through the windows. And I mean, you could just see it. And I said, little one, do you see that gold? She goes, yeah, it's everywhere. It's like gold light. And she's like, oh my gosh, what is this? I said, yeah, it's just like a couple of days ago when everything was pink outside. She goes, oh yeah, that pink was pretty. So then after the gold starts dissipating, then we see the cloud with that blue, and then it turned bright pink on the opposite side. So you have blue here and then this bright pink side by side. And I was like, look at that. And after it displayed itself and I honored it and I said, thank you for such beautiful charged photonic light coming in, and let me know, because we've had a lot of sun activity shooting out all those photonic plasmic lights, and all that's getting caught in the clouds and displaying itself. And I was like, I even captured something really strange, like this triangular figure upwards like this in a cloud. And I said, and it was really dark, but you could see it. And I was like, okay, you're not fitting in with the rest, but you're triangular. Got it. There's the ship. So I was like, okay. So I was just like blown away with Saturday's Storm Theater. I have to call it that because it was beautiful. It was just to be able to see everything that you were saying, and it folded out just like that. And then I hear these words. That's how easy it is now to create. It's simply by just saying it. And it just reverberates back down to you so you can see it. And I was like, yeah, I like that. So that was the storm thing. So now I'd already put in my orders for the wands. And I had to order 2 more wands. And one of the wands that I ordered is on its way, and she designed it for my birthday in January. Because I told her why I was ordering the two wands. So one of the things I want to step up about the wands, you want to go to Etsy and you want to look up Cindy Harris, which is Wooden Widgets Whimsical. Okay, Cindy Harris. And that's coming out backwards in there. So it's going to be Wooden, Wooden, Widget, Widgets, Widget, Whimsy, I should say, Wimsy. SD. It's an SD shop. Now, she has an email which is Wooden Widgets and Whimsicals at gmail.com. Okay. I've talked about her wands before, lovelies. I've left information here, lovelies. And then some people take their little time, divine timing and stuff, to line up and go get their wands. And then once they get them, they're like, holy crap, yeah. She is, I call her the goddess of the wand makers. Because when she makes her wands are clean. She has none of her residue of her energy on your wands. They come to you packaged in a nice long, well padded box with her nice magical stickers on it and well protected. Now here's the thing that I want to express about when you're getting wands. And the one that I slept with last night, this one was really cool because this one actually worked with that energy of not having weird dreams. I didn't have any weird dreams, which was really good. I actually slept very, very peaceful. I had a lot of medicine on board. Thank you so much, Marty. That I was doing, and I just had this with me because of the timelines that we're in and the amount of energy that's coming in. There are a lot of energy beings trying to infiltrate your space. Okay? And you can see them. They're interdimensional, but they're coming through different dimensions into your space. And when you see them with this coming into your space, they haven't hit your physical, but you see them dimensional. I really want to clarify that. You're seeing them dimensionally coming into your space. Okay? So when you're working with a crystal wand, or if you're working with a wooden wand, when you're working with these wands, are all about connecting to the tree spirits of those wands. And there's certain rituals that you do to activate, to charge your wands up. Okay? Your wand is only charged to you. Nobody else can get into it because her wands, when she makes them, one of my friends had her wand sitting out on her desk, and her husband came by and said, oh, what's this? Picked it up. He literally just was like, and he put it back down. And the look on her face was like, that's my wand. And he's like, yeah. I backed away slowly from the wand. And she goes, what did you feel? He said, I felt this block like a wall hit me. I said, yeah, because it's programmed to me. Don't you just love it? So these wands are just beautiful tree DNA wands. These are trees that existed on our planet before these lower non-divine beings, reptilian, draconian beings, came on here, started ripping them all up because they knew that we were really coded into these trees. They knew we had connections with them. So they got rid of them. This is why you see all these weird-ass stumps around that's supposed to look like mountains, and they're not. Those were those big giant trees on our planet. This is why they put that into the movie Avatar, showing you about the trees, because they wanted you to know, yeah, we used to have those, but they came and took them away because they didn't want you to have the connection. But in my adventure working with these beautiful trees, this is monkey pod. Yeah, this is a healing one. Yes, very nice. This one is like one that you work with. It's just the texture, the wood. You see the characteristics in it, and you're just really working with that tree. This is so cool. It's a different feeling when you're working with the crystal wands, because the crystals are the inner plasmic liquid light, the blood of Mother Earth, when you're working with the crystal wands. But when you're working with the wooden wands, you're working with the trees. You're working with that DNA connection. You're working with that history. This is why, if you're going to pay attention right here, you're going to look for a wand. And if you go to her website, you see the listing name of those wands and you're attracted to one. If you see one that you're attracted to, you need to do the research and you need to look up the spiritual properties of that wood. And what is it connected to? And why are you attracted to it? Okay, you have to look that up. If you don't look that up and you're just getting a wand on a whim, by the time you get it, you're not going to really understand why you have it. So you need to do your research so you know why you're attracted to that. Finding out the history of it. What part of the land does it come from? It'll tell you. One of the wands I'm getting this coming Saturday, probably be here on Friday, is linked to Costa Rica. It's linked to the history of the magic on that island. And she had that. There's wands that have like the African trees that are very protective. And working with those particular ones are geared to keep things out of your space. When I hold a wand and I set that intention and I say my light language with it, of whatever that tree DNA's light language is, and it comes through me, yeah, no, you're not passing, you're not getting through. I just whipped your ass. And you didn't even see it coming. That's how strong these are. That's how good they are. And she knows her art. Okay? I could have picked from this other guy that was doing it, but Spirit was like, no, the woman. Because she's taking what comes up through her, what she has received, and she's giving birth to it right there for you. To get beautiful wood that's red all the way through, and reading about the wood, where it comes from, to get wood like this is the purple heart, purple all the way through, and what it does when you're holding it, the healing, you're connecting to that tree. You're connecting to the ancient tree. And a lot of the trees had to rediscover themselves, had to kind of reinvent themselves, hide themselves. So those that were taken away from us, they are the younger versions of them. Just in smaller places, hidden. But they have power. They have power when you know how to use it. And I know how to use them. And when you do the research on the work, I mean, her work how she can just level it out, put knobs in it. You'll see it on her webpage when you go and look at her wands. And she just, believe it or not, she just started making them after watching Harry Potter. She said, oh, that's a neat, crafty thing. She learned how to make them during the time when we were on that godforsaken, unwanted vacation that we all didn't want to take around the whole planet, you know. That's when she learned it. And she just started putting it out there. Bought the tools, learned how to make it, and she started falling in love with it. She started falling in love with how the wood feels. And then when she's crafting it, what's it saying? What's it looking like? So when she sent me the picture of one of my pieces, that is a rarity. And when I read up on it and I did the research on it, it's called, the wood that she made it from, that I picked out, but I wanted it in a different style. It's called Lignum Vitae. Lignum, and then it's Vitae. Okay? That particular wood, positive energy, sums up the power and strength of goodness, strong connection to the sun, Jupiter, and luck. Very healing. This is good for people beginning a new positive cycle. Connection to Merlin, the wizard who carried the staff or a wand in the ancient writings of the legend of Camelot. This is long life, called the Tree of Life. It does not float in water, it sinks. So when she showed me the how she designed it, sent me a picture of it, I was like, oh my God. It immediately brought tears to my eyes because that's my birthday wand. And I'm like, oh my God. This particular wood has like green and golden highlights in it. She captured all of that in this wand. And the picture that she sent, when I saw it, I literally heard golden wand. And I was like, for the golden age. Damn fucking straight. So I was like, yes! I was just like, oh my God. So her prices are very reasonable. But let me tell you, when you do get your wooden wands, you are going to fall in love with them. You are going to have this deeper connection when you see those trees, and you're going to say, oh my gosh, you know, this is what it's like to really, when we connect with our trees and we see them, we feel their limbs and their leaves, and now they're going through winter, and wherever you're living in this beautiful earth, you're seeing and you're captivated by all their wonderfulness. But there's just that beauty of when you get something that comes from nothing, a piece of wood, and she turns it into this. I mean, so these are the 5, and I got 2 more coming. So that'll be 7. And then this brings me to the dragons. Now, listen. We're in the dragon year. So those of you that are into the dragons, or you're not quite sure if you got connected to your dragons, or aren't there demons? No, honey, they are highly high beings. They eat the demons. They get rid of the demons. They just, you know, they make those things go to bye-bye land. So they are highly high beings. Okay. So there was this dragon trying to come in. I kept seeing it. And I was just like, what the hell? Let me grab this thing right here. Because I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. So I'm like, okay. So he came in, I think last month sometime, he was trying to come in. I was like, who are you? I'm a new dragon. No, goodbye. I didn't even let him finish. I was like, I was blowing him off like, you might just be an artificial being or something. Just blew him off. Did it twice. Third time he tried to come in, I was like, I said, not now. Went away. So I kept seeing, and little things were happening, like I got the dragon oracle, like I had to have it. Then this beautiful amethyst organite. I was like, okay, what? He's throwing all these hints who he is. I'm like, I'm like, okay. So I remember when I went through the cards, you guys, and I showed you the cards, and the one picture that got me, and I was just like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. It's just all, and I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Remember this picture? Remember that one? And I just loved it. And I said, oh, I love it because she's decked out in purple. Yay! So I kept saying, okay. So yesterday I had to go into the space because the dragon energy was kicking up, and I said, okay, let me get into my bath and get myself aligned. Now, when you're working with dragons and you're trying to connect, there's 3 herbs, 3 oils that you can use that will take you to that realm. Okay, you got to get prepared when you go to the dragon realm. Now, it could be different for each person, but when I go to the dragon realm and I go, it's a big ass temple. I look like this small when I'm walking in, and there's this big, grand, golden, whitish, beautiful, ancient dragon that's there, like the father dragon, the grandfather dragon. He has that long white beard, and he's just he moves very like, just what I'm saying doesn't even justify what he looks like when I see him. I'm not kidding. I look that small. And so the herbs and the oils that you're going to use for that is going to be basil. So you got to get yourself some basil, sage, and vetiver. Okay. So those are the 3 oils. So you can drop them into your bath water, or if you're going to do a nighttime travel, then you can anoint yourself with it and use it for that. All right. So I was already taking a bath because I said, well, let me make myself another herbal bath. And I'm into this, how I make my herbal bath, which is just like this in a mason jar. Now, I got this on top because when you pour the hot water in, you're not pouring in boiling water. Okay? So I'm going to take it off now and put the lid on it so I can get the lid off later. You put the lid on it and then you have the hot water in there, it'll create a seal and it's hard to get it off. So it's better to use the saran wrap and a rubber band. Let it expand because it's going to get the oils and stuff into your mixture, and it's nice and warm. You can feel the essence in it. So you're probably saying, well, what's in there, Flay? What's in there? Your herbal mixtures can be anything that you're setting your intentions for. Now, if you're having a consultation with me, I can set you up with one, um, so that you can have that as a part of your consultation if needed. But this one, I'm just going to let you guys make one for yourself. You got to use a mason jar. Please make sure it's a mason jar, because you pour that hot water in there, that thing's going to shatter. So please do not half-ass jump that part. Okay? So you're not boiling the water. You will kill the essence of the plant if you add the boiling water to it. You're just heating up water, getting it nice and warm and kind of hot, but not boiling. So I put fresh sage, fresh rosemary, cut up a lemon, put some basil, fresh basil in there, put dry leaves of bay leaf in there, like a couple of them. So that was my first batch. This is still the continuation of that, okay? That's my first batch. I put that together, took a bath with it, poured half of it into the bath water. Your bath water can have sea salt or it can have baking soda in it. Okay, if you're going to use baking soda, make sure you use at least over a half of the box of baking soda, because this is cleansing, this is detoxing. So let me say this just for the likes of the algorithm. I'm not a doctor and I'm not prescribing blah, 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 you know, there. So that's how I kind of keep that away. So you put your deliciousness inside the mason jar. You pour the water over it. You want to do this like a couple hours or so before you know you're going to take your medicine bath, your magical bath. So you put that in there and you just let it steep. Let it get all its goodness in there. Okay. So once you're in your bath, you make sure you have your candles going. You clear the space. You smudge it up. You get yourself ready. You're going to have your anointing oils, whatever it is that you're going to do. Okay, set your intentions. Don't just show up and dip. Okay, set your intentions. So you get more out of it if you set your intentions, lovelies. So you're gonna go into your bath. As you're in it, you're gonna go ahead and pour half of this into the waters. Now, if you want to use a strainer so that you don't get it all into your bathtub and have to clean that mess up later, please do. Use a strainer. Pour it in. And just let it all create its cloud. It'll start to dissipate through your bath water. You're going to feel it. Okay, because when you're making this, you're saying what you want. You're putting in what the intentions are. You're going to feel that. All right? Once it hits the water, the magic's on. Lay back. Go into the zone. Now, if it's to just heal yourself, great. If it's to replenish your body, great. If it's to get the ickies off of you, great. If it's to go into the dragon realm, well, here we go. So I go into the dragon realm. I told you to have your tea and cacao ready because it's about to get really nice now. So I went into the dragon realm. I go up into that space. I just let myself go up there. I tell myself that's where I'm going. I'm not trying to make anything out of it. And I just go and I imagine that I'm this imaginative person and I'm going there. That's the best way to get in there. Just imagine you're there. Okay? So I go in and I see the temple. I see the flooring. I see how small I am. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. And as I'm walking up, there's the father dragon, grandfather dragon sitting there. And he goes, oh. There's a priestess here. What do you seek? Oh, wait. This one has come here before. Oh, Makala. Ah, you're here today. What brings you to this realm? And I said, well, hi, Father of Dragons. How are you? I come and I owe a great apology. And he goes, oh, us, a human as yourself. You owe an apology for what wrongdoing? As if, what could you have done that caused this is intriguing. This is how he's talking to me. I'm like, well, there was a dragon trying to come and see me. It's kind of purple looking. And as I'm saying that, the pillars, there's these big giant pillars there. This dragon in the shadows coming around is peeking, and I see purple. I see the face, and I go, oh, there he is, right there. I said, oh, yes. What did you do? Well, I kind of said no. I didn't, I figure I already had 6, and he would have made dragon number 7, and I really wasn't sure, and I apologize for doing that. He says, understandable. In these times that we see right now, understandable. So I was like, okay. So I apologize. And as soon as I said that, the dragon comes out, spirals, comes over in front of me, has these big, beautiful, golden, purplish horn, purple, golden spine down the back of it, just beautiful hue of purple. And I'm like, God, you're gorgeous. What was I thinking? And it nearly just tilts its head and says, I'm so glad to make this connection. Did you get all of my messages? He was flashing that. And I go, oh, that was you. He goes, yes, that was me. I was like, okay. So I said, well, that makes a lot of sense. So we got connected, and keep in mind, this is in the bathwater, okay? Because that bathwater is your portal. Got connected, did that, and was able to get into the medicine of it. And I was like, okay, cool. So we did our bonding, and I had a meet with the rest of my dragons and introduced him, called him in as a part of the family. And everyone got to see him bond. So last night was the code work of the dragons. So be prepared if you call your dragons in and they decide they want to send you codes through your left hand, but you got to take that right hand and place it over the heart space so you receive those. Okay, so you're putting your hand up. They'll shoot the codes through. It'll come through you and come into the heart space, and then goes through the body and does its code word. That's a part of the imprinting codes from the dragons. So each one of the dragons did that, and then when it came to him, he told me what his name was, and I said, I like that name. And he took his codes, brought them in, shot them in. They came in this fiery purple color, golden essence, came through and went straight up into the crown, came back down, spiraled down through the spine. And I literally felt like these wing energy shields come out. And I was like, whoa, what the hell are those? He goes, those are only when you need them. And it came back in, and I was like, holy Cholito. After he finished the codes, I kid you not. Now, I already knew that this was going to have a little bit of a little pinkish hue to it. When that was done, and I opened my eyes after everything was done, the water was a purplish hue color. I was stunned. I said, you turned my water purple. He goes, of course. It is done. And I was like, so I want you to imagine when you are doing that work with With all of the magic, I see why you are always happy. Oh, this, I want all of you to experience this, okay? There is nothing to be afraid of when you step into your divine magic of yourself. That's an old third dimensional way of being. Why should you be afraid of you? That's why I really can't stand that. I want a God fearing woman. I want a God fearing person. Why are you fearing God? Or Creator, I should say. Why are you fearing it? You shouldn't be fearing that. Fear a bad one that's not in its divinity, but one that's in its holiness and divinity. Why would you be that fearing? Fearing means not love. It's the opposite of love. Never understood that. Could never wrap my head around that. Nope. And I will never wrap my head around that because it's just not true. Fearing something of a divinity is fearing yourself. Period. That simple. Okay? So, the second mixture, you can add, say, like mugwort, rose petals to it, like dry ones if you want to add that in, or some live ones. I had some dry ones, so I put those in there. And any other cedars, mullein, whatever medicine you want to add to this. And then add hot water to it if you're going to do it. You should be able to get at least 3 good baths out of it. Okay? Out of your mixture. But just always make sure you add another piece of plant medicine to it. Okay? Because this is a part of your auric. Now, if you got a lot of tears in your auric field, you've been dealing with a lot of dark energy, getting attacked at night, things getting in your space, and you having guarded up your stuff. I feel sorry for anybody trying to get up in my space because you not a good idea. Nope. Especially when the dragons are around, they get hungry quick. They will see you as an appetizer. Anyway, after saying that, that when you're in your space energy, yarrow is a good one to help with that. So you want to put just a little bit of yarrow into that. You got a lot going on, depression, nervous system stuff. Lavender is really good for that, making it what you want it to be. If I have a consultation with you, I'm going to talk about the plants that are going to be put into your jar and sent to you. Okay? And that has the medicine with it. So that's something that you definitely can have as a part of your consultation. And it is provided for that. So this whole teaching about the magic today, I really wanted you to understand your divine magic connection, being in your divine magic energy, being in that space where you, sometimes when you're down and energy is heavy, taking the time to sweep things away, taking the time to understand when you get your wands of crystals and you're working with the bee, how that works for you. Okay? Working with your wands. But like I said, if you're going to purchase a wand from her, don't sit around and wait. Go to her site, take a look at it, and pick it out so she can make it for you. Okay? Some can be made, but if you want a custom made one and you message her and say, I would like to have it, I see this one I like, but I want this kind of style, she can do that for you. It'll be a little bit extra that you'll pay because she's going to cut a fresh one for you. Treat her with respect. This is a goddess of wand making. You are getting something that a lot of wand makers miss the hub with. Okay? There's an art to it. There's a connection to it. And you will feel this when you receive the wands. Now, I have one friend of mine who ordered a wand. That wand took a scenic route to get to her. So when she had to get another wand to replace it, as soon as she got the replacement wand, the other wand showed up. I said, you know what? I think that wand got jealous. Say, I'm here now. So they do have their own personalities. There is, I will put the wood site that I use to go down and look at, and I'll put it in the community today so that you can go to this webpage that has all these different woods listed. Okay? So when you find one that you see, write it down, go over to the wood and property site, look it up, look at what it does. Understand it. If that doesn't align with you, don't purchase that. Okay? If it doesn't align with you, don't get it. So far, all the ones that I've seen that I felt connected to were the ones I wanted. And there's a reason why. And the names of some of them are very ancient trees. Okay? Some that you never even heard of before. And they're still standing. They're just in a different look now. Okay? So I've taught you about the wands. I told you about the oils. I told you about the bath wash. The second part of your bath wash, when you get out of your tub and you're rinsing off, you soap up and you rinse, you take the remaining part of it and you just put it all over. Breathe that in, rinse lightly, pat off, go to bed. Okay? This is really good dream medicine, getting yourself clear, getting yourself in that place of creativity and healing. Okay? Caretaking of the self. So the next one that I'll put together, we'll talk about certain healing wands of the yoni. But that's not going to be for today. That's going to be a different day. So, and that one I did a teaching on in the priestess group, the private priestess group. So just kind of like for magical, whimsical fun, Anatomy of the Witch Oracle is a really nice deck of cards to have on your Magick Mondays. This one, well, you know why I bought this one. Why did I buy this one? Can anybody tell why I bought this one? Purple. The Practical Magic one. I love this one. This is so surreal. The book is amazing. Priestess of the Light Oracles. I love this deck. Beautiful deck. I already showed you the dragon ones. That was the hint that he was coming in. Witch's Oracle. Why did I buy this one? Well, I guess purple. Purple. And then Pure Magic Oracle. Purple. So these are just a few. So I'm going to go ahead and close this teaching out. Before I do, is there any questions? I will put all the links and everything in the community. You have to check the community. I put a lot of things in the community. If you don't stop off in the community, you're missing some very important info and videos that I put over there. So, Pure Magic Oracle today. We're going to dive into that one. And I think, if I'm looking at this, wait a minute. Okay. Judith Isles, she's the one that put out the Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells, that big old spell book thing. She put that out. She's the one that designed these cards. So this one, we're going to find the card of the day. Astral travel, possible impossibilities, freedom, travelers, inner dreams. I like that. Astral travel. And with this book, because it's a number 10 energy. If you have any question, put them in the chat. This brings you to the story of it. It also gives you like the pure magic spell work to do with it, and gives you the affirmations. Draw your bath, wash your body gently with the waters and the herbs, and repeat the incantation. It gives you like the saying of the activation of this card. So how you set that up, which is kind of interesting because I was already doing that before even seeing that card. So the whole setting up your bath and setting the intentions is what your bath needs to represent. Okay. So now we're going to look at the practical magic set. Opens up with the side. Has this beautiful look on the inside. Just love this. So gorgeous. So pretty. I remember I saw this deck and I was like, oh, I really want this. This is the one I showed you that had this beautiful, captivating picture on the back of the book. Freaking rad. And it has a card stander. So today, let's find what is our Magick Monday card for today. I hope you enjoyed the teaching of this today. No, it was a little long, but my intention was to come on here and share and teach you some of this so that you will feel inspired to maybe step a little bit more into the divine magic of the self. What's the card today? Ooh, nice. Oh, love this. Number 34, embody forgiveness. Crown of stars and thorns. Look at that. That's pretty. And because that's a number 34, when you get your set of this, this is not just some little run-of-the-mill book thing here. This actually gives you the whole setup, the exercise to do with it. It says, have the courage to walk your own path. Be true to yourself and reveal the real you. Authenticity is your greatest gift, even if the cost seems high. To be authentic. That's the whole thing with going up into the higher vibrations and the higher timeline. You have to be authentic. You have to be real. You cannot be fake. You can't be showing up, saying one thing, and then you're doing another. You can't do that. It gives you forgive someone, a spell for forgiveness, a second chance. Gives you all the wordings for it. Forgive yourself. They have an exercise in here. Forgive yourself. Yes, a lot of forgiveness starts with the self first. And it goes into elemental forgiveness, how to use that. And then the next card after that is called Ask for Forgiveness. So that is just one of the cards, and I'll pull the last one. Actually, the last one will be Priestess of the Light. So, embody forgiveness. That's the second message. How's everyone doing? Is everyone good? I'm checking in. I know I've just been rambling going on. So now, purple. Okay. This one does symbols. Oh, look at that. Everything's about the dream world. Says dream. Dream. So in the book, and it does it in color, which is really cool. So you'll get it in color. So it'll show you dream, and it's about the body, setting up your dreams, going into dream world, trance, rest, and travel. And that's, if they keep it really simple. But that's the medicine of what the card represents, is the dream. Okay, and your final one, we'll take a look at the dragons. Oh, no. Sorry, wrong one. Not the dragons. Priestess of Light. Now, the Priestess of Light cards, I like these. I love the inside of the box. I love how it says, become your own Priestess of Light. Celebrate your internal power in the sacred ceremony that is your life. Love that. I want to say thanks for the likes on the video. Share it if you so desire. Oh, look at this. Shut the front door. Go with the flow. Letting go, cleansing, and receiving. Number 25. Look at that. So it's all about that cleansing. All about that cleansing. Affirmation of this: I move comfortably through the experiences of my life. I release resistance and align myself with the joyous energy flowing freely through the world. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. All right, I will wrap up with a dragon. If there's any questions, please feel free to ask. Because next year, it's on. It is on. And just be aware of old storylines and behaviors and stuff from the negative powers that don't be that are still trying to run a narrative. They can't. Can't be done. So there is still this fighting going on right now. Okay, dragon of the day. Which one is it? Oh, I want to say Losu Sunshine, number 15. Be careful of your words. With some, you can harm yourself. So speak with love and positivity. Allow your words and smile to be your adornment. Power in the words. And the one that sat behind it was Mother Mary, number 12. Extend the trust within you to all things in existence, and it will set you free. Those who are free will always choose love. Okay. So, with that being said, that is the medicine today, lovelies. I hope you enjoyed it. I will put everything in the community so that you will have that and have access. So if you go over to Cindy Harris ST shop and you go in and you take a look at her wands, she's quick to get things cleaned up if anything happens. Because once she sends out the thing and she drops them off, this particular station where a lot of the mail comes in must be chaotic or something. Must be huge, big. It's the big distribution center. Things can get. Hey, it's making music. When you know your medicine is getting close and ready, it starts popping. Things can get displaced, put wrong places, whatever. So if you run into any problems, because things happen, notify her and let her know. She can go through the back door and do a tracking and find out where your item is, okay? But it's your responsibility also to write down your information of your tracking so that you can keep up with it. You can keep up on it on your ST page as well as through your email when she sends an email out through ST and the email, if you gave her one, to be able to track your items. Okay, but pay attention to why are you getting that? Okay, why are you getting that one? Okay, know the properties and the healings of that particular wood that you're getting. So you know that you're working with that. Okay. All right. I hope everyone's good. It was my pleasure to come on here and drink some honey apple tea with you. Mm. Tell you how to make a beautiful herbal bath wash. And you should be able to get 3 good wash. Just add a little something to it. Add the water in. Remember, not boiling water. And don't put the lid on because the heat will seal it and it'll be hard to get it off. Do that saran wrap first with a nice tie around it. Let it do this little perky, whatever. And then after it kind of cools down a little bit, then put your lid on it so that you can set it aside for when you're getting ready to do your bath. Okay. All right, lovelies. If there are no questions, dang, I missed it. I don't know how you're missing. You know what? I know how you're missing it because they only send out, this is how the algorithm of YouTube is set up. When they shadow ban people and they don't want people to be seen, they only send out part of it. Okay, so even if you have all the alarms and stuff on, they're only going to let a certain percentage of people, because their whole process is to make sure I don't get up to a certain point where they have to start paying me. And I'm like, I'm doing this because Creator told me to do it. It doesn't have anything to do with that. This is all going to get changed real soon. It's going to get changed. YouTube is not going to be the same. It's going to get changed. And when they do implement more of the biometrics, when you have to sign in, it's because it protects your account. It protects the identity of the person who's actually doing the work, who's putting it there. So because we have ChatGPT, we have all these people who know how to go in and spend all their energy doing the negative part of it instead of doing something good. They go and do the negative stuff, which is going to have some very high-end paybacks on it. I feel, yeah, whatever you're doing it's not going to be good for you. It's just because you're picking the wrong timeline to do that in. And yeah, karma's going to be a bitch for you. So when you don't get that money, when you get caught, when things are stolen from you, when your cars aren't working, when you have bad things happening to you, I want you to go back and reflect on who did you infiltrate? Who did you steal from? Whose content did you steal from? How did you get into their account and ruin them because you did that action? Then sit back and look at yourself and say, maybe I need to clean this up. Because if you don't, you'll be just like T, coming back with a big payback to society that has to be done because didn't make good choices in the other lifetime. Just remember that. Nobody gets away with anything. There's always a price to pay for something bad that you're doing to someone else. There's always a price to pay. There's always a price, no matter what. So the main thing is don't do it in the first place and you won't have to pay that price because it's not going to be worth it in the end. It never is. All right, lovelies. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed our Magick Monday meeting today. Be good to yourselves. I'm going to go take a nice hot bath. And these baths, you don't want to stay in it past 40 minutes. These are healing baths. These are baths to energize the body. If you stay in too long, you're going to reabsorb all the stuff you're detoxing from. Okay? You will start sweating the minute when you pour your part of your solution into the bath water. Okay? Just make sure you have water at the side. You soak. You stay in your intentions and you be in that peace. All right? All right, lovelies. It's been my pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful, magical Monday day. It's still rainy and windy, but yeah, I got that bath water waiting for me. All right, be good to yourself. Much love. Be so light. Be so light. Bye.